Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race, this time in the GFC League, and we're racing around Canada today. This is round number 8, I believe, of 10 in the league that of course I own with Hindle. You may remember him from Bembo videos, and I think that's actually the only time you would have seen him. Once again, it's a wet qualifying, so as always, just going to show you all my mistakes, and then every time we cross the line. That was on my out lap, and you just saw me go off at turn 8. The end of my first lap then puts me into P2 at the time, and then my second lap puts me back into P2 with 20.3. And then my third lap, you can see there purple sector 2 in P3, stay P3, but we find again just over a 10th. As you can't line, we get to one more time here. Lap number 4 puts us back into P2 with a 19.6. And then on to lap 5. Purple sector 1 as well. And then we cut turn number 6 because we're an idiot. That was a little bit annoying, I will not lie. But, you know, just kind of regroup, get ready to go again. As we make another mistake there into turn number 8. Despite it being at low speed anyway, we again just don't get the speed. As we cross the line that time around, you can see now to start lap 6. Come through the first couple of corners and we're just blocked by Gaza. Could have avoided him, but there wasn't quite enough grip on the inside of the corner. So again, we back out of that one, back into the pit lane then for our usual mid-session, I guess, little break. Take out a lot of the fuel as there's what, six minutes left. So we're not going to get too many laps in. You can see just a bit indecisive of what sort of fuel we need. And eventually I went with 6 laps, which is a little bit too much considering there's only 6 minutes left, so we're going to need probably 5 laps, including the out lap as well, probably 4 laps. But then if you're going to be in the qualifying fuel mode, you probably need that extra bit. When we first start back on that out from the pits, then we do somehow find time despite being down in sector 1 and 2. I think we're joined by another car on the outside there, one of the Ferrari, no, Renault's on the Ferrari. Next lap then, end of lap 7, we gain 1.5 tenths. Lap number 8 then across the line to start lap number 9, 19.2 that last time around. And now this is, I believe, my fastest lap of the session. Also coincidentally the last lap, so at least all the hard work paid off. Throughout overall, we head down through turn at number 3 and then 4.
30 seconds left in the session.
You can see the yellow flag just overhead, one of the cars off in the wall there. Down into turn 6. Not cutting it this time, sort of learning from our mistakes. Get out of turn 7. Very tricky to get the power down on the exit of that corner. Come down along the back road. Of course, would be DRS here in the dry, but we don't get it. Of course, because it is raining, in case you couldn't tell. Down now towards the hairpin at turn 10, I think it is. Possibly the best line I've had through there. You can see we were down in sector 1, but we are purple sector 2. Whether we are or not, I don't know. You can see there, we get a little bit of a wiggle on the exit of the hairpin. Now head through the little kink at turn, it would be turn 12, I think that little pathetic kink is. And then down into the final chicane. All the time on the outside, we do well to do nowhere near that. And of course now straight lining all the way up to the line, and in the end we find 2 thousandths of a second. So it isn't the fastest lap by much, but it's the fastest lap. It's the one that put me at P3 on the grid, although my lap 8 time I do believe would have done that as well. You can see my teammate for the race, Noah there, P5. Constructors means nothing however in here, as we don't have teammates. Liam got disqualified, don't know why. We'll be starting down at the back. You can see tyres. Game wants us to use 2 sets of mediums, which I don't see the point in. You know, I know this strategy works. I won a race here in PSGL by using this strategy. And if you can win a race in that league doing something, you're probably doing it right. Fibre lights on, however, and we are underway for the Canadian Grand Prix here in GFC. Yeah, a fairly decent start, however, as Tom comes up out of absolutely nowhere. We get a little bit of a tap from, I believe, Manchip into turn 1, and then another bit of a tap from, I think it was Jay Wizzy in that Alpha Tauri. Kind of gave us a little tap into turn number 2, so we had to get right out of that, which let Noah pass. So not really the best of starts. We go a little bit defensive down into turn 6 to hold off Madship. Don't really want them sneaking up the inside. Again, speech, hard English language and all that, you know. We're down 2 places, 3 places. I'm down 3 right now from the start, because you're using the ultimate technique of using grass to help speed. Down to the hairpin then, Noah and I both go a little bit deep, which allows Matt to up my inside. Into the hairpin, but we get a better exit, and just not manage to shut the door on him there. But I'm going to come under increasing threat now as we head down towards the chicane. I'll just back out of this one. Clearly holding down an overtake there. I would assume, not entirely sure, but we back out of that. Cut the corner as well, just for good measure. I think a little bit scared by Dazzler, just flying up towards me. Into turn 1, you can see we're moving around a lot behind Madship. Just trying to maybe force a mistake from him. Try and find the inside line, couldn't quite find it.
Okay, clear.
So we're set for P7 now as it is. Losing 4 places on that first lap. Not too much I could have really done. Replay from the start then, you can just see my Ferrari going pretty much nowhere in comparison to Tom. He actually hit by 2 cars there. Into turn 1, Noah and the Mercedes of Madship both making contact with me. And then Jay Wizzy, he's actually in a half starting Alpha Tauri, making further contact with me for good measure. Down to the hairpin now on lap 4. Madship goes very deep into the hairpin. And then as he tries to get down the power, just loses it and just completely cuts across the front of Lisa. So it kind of gives us the place to there. We jump forward now onto lap 5 and the safety car has been deployed.
We need to keep
this
it positive to avoid
didn't
a penalty.
affect my strategy too much, but I definitely wanted to extend this. I didn't want to pit here at all, which may seem a little bit weird, you know, halfway through the first stint. Could have easily taken medium 20 laps I think from here, with the safety car as well, but I wanted to extend the soft tyres till about lap 12 or 13, which I thought I'd be able to do with the safety car. You can see now as we get ready to go racing again on lap 7, Chilwell has disconnected from the session. Which is of course a real shame for him. Of course, I believe he was leading the championship at this point. Closely followed by Tom Robbo, the Red Eye Jedi and myself I think. We're all in the top 4 at this point. This was about 2-3 weeks ago this was recorded. So I don't actually know what the championship is looking like then. Of course I know what it's like now, but I'm not going to give anything away, as there's another race to go after this one that I already know the results of. You can see into turn 1, Jay Wizzy gets past Chilwell, so then we have to do the same as well, go around all the way around the outside at turn number 2. Get past the AI of the Alfa Romeo. And pretty much hope that he holds back anybody else, which doesn't seem to look like it, as Tom goes around his outside there at turn 5. Jumping forward now onto lap 9, so I think a lap later we pick up was at least our first penalty then maybe, but another one I'm not entirely sure. We have to go defensive into the hairpin to avoid Tom getting past, however we go a little bit deep and then Tom gets up on our inside, a little bit annoying there. We get to a better exit kind of, and then we kind of outpower him I guess. He got the better immediate exit, and then obviously as the straight happened I clawed it back. You can see Chilwell now managing to rejoin. And Tom getting a much better run through the chicane. She goes past me. My tyres were absolutely done at this point compared to these medium tyres. I was kind of thinking I could get past Jay and pull away out in front. That just didn't happen. We went absolutely nowhere. So at the end of that lap you can see here, we don't bother going anywhere near defensive to Noah as we're coming into the pit lane, which he may have been able to figure out with that, but I'm not entirely sure to be honest. We do dive into the pit lane now on lap 10 for the medium tyres, running 15 laps ideally.
Go, go, go.
Again, not 100% sure what happened as this was 3 weeks ago, but I do believe we're going to be going 15 laps now on these tyres at least. before a 10 lap stint to the end of the race.
Strategy.
On soft tyres, you can see we have rejoined in last place overall. So now we get to have a little bit of fun getting past these guys that I know I'm faster than. There's no disrespect to them. Everyone in here, you know, they have shown decent pace at points. We try pretty much a signature move for us there. So allowing the car to go deep through turn 7, and then we just get a nice switchback and pull away. Lap 12 then, so a lap later, on the back of Hazard on the exit of turns 8 and 9. You can see just a little bit more power as head down to the hairpin. We do brake a little bit later, sort of release the brake earlier as well. Try and get a switchback as car is just kind of parked in the middle, so we can't really do much. As we exit the hairpin, we now try and get onto the back of the McLaren. I didn't want to overtake him down into the chicane, because I just think he's going to come back at me. Then the overspeed that we had, it was kind of just too much to not go for the move. So we do just nick it through there. Of course, we do keep the DRS as well. Now up into P11. As now we head into the back of Luke, coming down into turn 6. Lap 14 now, so again a couple laps later on. A little bit of lag by the looks of things from the Alfa Romeo, so we do have to be a little bit cautious. We then dive it up the inside into turns 8 and 9, and see he's still lagging around a little bit. Next up on our list is Liam. You can see he's 2.5 seconds up the road on hard tyres as well, which I think he started the race on. His plan was hard, soft, which I believe he does pull off. Started at the back after the disqualification. So now head up towards the chicane. You see we pulled a little bit back in time, but as we hit the brakes now into the chicane, you see Luke just doesn't slow down. There's a little bit of a tap and pulls straight into the pit lane. I don't know if he is planning on pitting or not. I honestly have no idea if he just tried to get up the inside there. But yeah, we have to cut the chicane. We slowed down enough, luckily, to not get a warning for track limits. But I don't really know what his plan was for that. He then retired on the exit of the pits. Don't know why, I don't know if he crashed or not.
VSC deployed, the virtual safety
he left the
car has
league
been
after that as
deployed.
well.
We need to keep
So,
a positive delta here. Slow
of
down,
course, you know,
maintain a positive delta.
decision, he chose to leave.
VSC ending, wait for green.
Nothing that anyone did to him, but oh well. Now we're up into P8 on lap 16, so very nearly halfway at this point. And about halfway through the stint on these tyres as well. We can see onto lap 17 now, we have finally caught up to the back of Liam. And that McLaren who moves out of the way. Yeah, another driver who kind of knows when to fight. Honestly, his strategy, if he was going to fight, he would have lost a lot of time. And now on to lap 20, right on the back of Cheryl Watty, moving up towards the final chicane. Now, I didn't actually know he had rejoined, so I was a little bit shocked at the pace of what I thought was his AI. You see on the exit of the chicane, we get a better run. He did, I think, say afterwards he didn't have a front wing, or at least part of it, but we dive up the inside into turn 1. Do go a little bit deep, a little bit rude of me there, but there was a clean overall. We also get a purple sector 3 to go with that. Now up into P4, which then converts to P2. Magically, I'm going to guess cars pitted. Yes, they did, I do remember now. Noah and Jedi both pitted, which promoted me up into P2. As you can see, coming down into turn 8, we just have no intention of fighting these guys. We're pitting very soon anyway, so I don't personally see the point in fighting them. Of course, it's only going to hold me up. So we let Jedi go into turn 8. Now Noah's getting onto the back of us. Of course, was the fight for the win overall between Jedi and Noah. Again, as we get an exit there, we do the DRS, we don't lose too much time. But as completely again, as we did last time, we came into the pits, just don't really find Noah. Let him take the racing line as well, so he doesn't lose too much time. Going through the final chicane. And as we jump on now to the next lap, straight into the pit lane into lap 25, or the end of 25. Tom also into the pits for the same strategy as me. See a nice slick stop there, onto the soft tyres, ready to go to the end. Shelty also pits. Jay and Magic have gone past us. Liam also into the pit lane to complete his hard soft strategy.
See these tyres through to the end now.
Gazza as well, they're getting rather close behind, but not close enough to challenge us to the exit. The pit lane. As we come down the hill now. Pick up our second time penalty, so I was right earlier, we did get 2.
Last incident.
Just cutting turn 4 a little bit stupidly. Now we're on the back of J Wiz as we head into turn 8 on lap 28 now, so very close to nearing the end of this Grand Prix. J Wiz, we kind of set him a little bit of a dummy there. Looks like we're not going to go for the move, and then we do just send it. Of course, better tyres. He's lost on hards and has been, I think, since the safety car. Actually, no, that's a lie. He pitted somewhere between when I pitted and the safety car for those hard tyres. They may have picked up damage somewhere. We're now up into P5 on a bit of a comeback after that initial safety car, of course, ruined our race a little bit. See a replay of that move now. Quite a nice camera there. We do initially go to the left before diving down the right hand side, which of course gives me the inside for the hairpin. And on the better tyres we get a much better exit. Mad Chip up next for us on lap 29, so 1 lap later. Right up now in this battle for what is P4. You can see Tom 13 seconds up the road. Absolutely nowhere near what he's capable of doing. Magic pulls back to the left and I believe brakes earlier. Yes, he does. Or that was normal for his braking. I probably broke a little bit late trying to get the move done. Up into P4 now, however, with a 6-second time penalty. This was, of course, before the recent update, where you can see penalties for everyone. I know Tom had no penalties, so I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere near him. And of course I had no idea what the top 2 had in terms of pens. As you see there, the replay of the move there, you can see here, it was initially the Red Eye Jedi that took the win, but then on penalties, Tom Robo took it, and after a pretty, mixed race, we come across the line to finish P4, and I didn't really expect it. Of course, the safety car initially messing me up, but I believe without the penalties, we may have got a podium, but again, it would have been very tight, as you can see. 9 to 16 seconds, so I would have needed to gain another second and not get penalties in order to do anything. But that will be it for this video. Hope you have enjoyed. Do leave a like and subscribe as well, helps me out massively, and as always, do feel free to leave any comments down below. I will read them and reply if necessary, but that will be it for today. Hope you have enjoyed, and I'll catch you with the next GFC race tomorrow. I'll see you then.